Hey, welcome back to Planted by the Water. As always, our goal is to send out our roots by the stream. And so that's what we'll be doing again today, providing a break in your day, a pause to stop, notice God, give Him our attention. Last week, that was our primary purpose in the video, was giving God our attention. I was thinking a little bit more that the primary way that I love my kids and love my wife is by giving them my full attention. And really, so then that's our way of loving God, is to clear out all the distractions, all the demands of the day, and to just notice Him and give Him our full attention. Before we get into a story for the day and our scripture, and I just couldn't move on to new scripture quite yet, because this verse, part of what we went over last week, needs to be illuminated even more. Very simply stated, it's from verse 7. It says, "But blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord and whose confidence is in Him." And that phrase, "his confidence is in Him," it's just been ringing a little bit loudly at me the last week, because it's easy to say, trust in the Lord. Oh, just trust in the Lord. But that's built a lot of times on the confidence that builds over time, our confidence in Him. And the way to build confidence is to see things go well. And if we don't stop and look back at our life and point out the things that have gone well, the things that God has done, then we can be slow to grow our confidence in trusting Him with our future. I've been in ministry for a lot of years now, almost all of my married life. And there have been some lean months financially. We tried really hard to get out of student debt, school debt, as my wife became a physical therapist. And so we tightened the screws and had a pretty good budget, always had a pretty good budget going, but pretty strong in those first few years of marriage. And there were times where it felt like we are not going to cover all expenses this month. It's just, I don't quite know where it's going to come from. Trying very hard not to be in credit card debt. And we just watched year after year, month after month, God would just somehow provide. There was a month in particular where Brooke had just told me, I don't really know how it's going to work this month. And I think we were around Christmas time. And Brooke went out to the mailbox within minutes after that comment. And there was a check from some family friends of ours who also kind of know us through ministry. And they just said, God impressed on our hearts just to give this. And it was exactly what we needed. And that kind of can sound like a cheesy, flowery story, but it happened, and it seemed to happen a lot and still happens to us. And so when things are lean, or when things are don't quite see how they're going to come out the other side, our confidence has been built over years and years of how God provides. Granted, us doing all that's in our realm to work hard and not be lazy and not have idle hands, God just keeps providing exactly what we need when we need it. And so, blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in Him. My encouragement today is that on your pause, during this break, during this time to notice God, to just run through the list of all the ways that God has been good. To run through the list of all the ways that He's provided or surprised you or really spoiled you with His goodness, so that you can reflect long enough to notice all that is good, to remind yourself that I can trust Him with even this. He's not failed me yet, and He's not going to fail me. So I can put trust in Him. One more verse I have to add in for today as I was preparing for this. This one came up, Colossians chapter 4, verse 2. And it says, "Devote yourselves to prayer, being watchful and thankful." That's it. Devote yourselves to prayer, being watchful and thankful. To be watchful is to observe, to look at what God is doing, what God has done, pursue Him with our minds. And this does lead to being thankful as we watch how God is at work and how he has proven himself faithful in the past. As always, if this is helpful to you, like it. If it's helpful to somebody else, share it along to a friend or family member, and subscribe to the channel just to keep getting these breaks in your day. I understand that in this amount of time, this can sometimes come off as oversimplified. When life is really hard and life is handing you some very, very hard circumstances, this is much harder to do and much easier for me just to say, believe me, I've been through some significant valleys in the past few years of my life that I'll be sharing as we go. And so sometimes this is a real exercise to notice God and see all that's good even amidst really hard things. But trust me when I tell you to keep finding God in even the very small details of what's good amidst the valley that you're in. There is still a chance to build confidence and to still place trust in him who will make things good, even if right now they're really hard. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you again next week.